I'm Melanie. I am obsessed with Skinwalker Ranch. I am obsessed with Uintah Basin. I've been researching it for like a year now. I'm just completely obsessed, but I wanted to share some of the things I've been researching in hopes that I can find someone who will bounce ideas back and forth, maybe take over some of this work and work with me, because there's a lot to do. So let's get started. Today we're going to talk about drilling for oil and gas in the Uintah Basin and what the hell that has to do with Skinwalker Ranch and all the high strangeness going on. So in June, I went to visit Skinwalker Ranch. I just couldn't take it anymore. I had to go. I was like called to the area.
Just quickly to clarify, I did not visit Skinwalker Ranch. I visited the Uintah Basin. I went on tours of the mesa above at UFO Valley Campgrounds. I spent the night there, but I did not actually go on the ranch.
So we drove around a lot, and one of the things you really notice is, it's an oil country. It's oil and gas. And so the other thing you notice is if you stare at Google Earth at Skinwalker Ranch, you're going to notice it too. Here's what I'm talking about. If you are staring at Skinwalker Ranch, you are going to notice like a grid pattern all around, especially in the southern part south of Skinwalker Ranch. Here's a picture I'm showing you right here. You can see where Skinwalker Ranch is way down here where I've got the X marked. And sorry for the screenshot. Yeah, so you can see this grid pattern. You're looking south. Okay, so Skinwalker Ranch is here and you're looking south. But you see that? It's roughly like every 500 meters there is a drill in every freaking direction, covering most of the Uintah Basin. It's really incredible. So roughly there's about 15,000, 10,000, the numbers that you can find for active wells. Well, it's always changing because they're starting new ones, they're completing them, and it's moving. So it's between 10 and 15,000 at any given time. The total number of wells that has been since the 1950s is roughly like 100,000 wells that have been drilled. All right, so this here shows the oil and gas fields. Skinwalker Ranch is right about there. It's just south of the Blue Belt oil fields right over in Uintah Basin. So that's where your Skinwalker Ranch is, and you can see all north and around it there's oil fields and there's gas fields. All these green dots are are oil wells, and you can see there's some right even there. So Skinwalker Ranch is in that area where I have it written. All right, one easy thing I should show you right now, if you're ever looking at a map, a recent map of Skinwalker Ranch, and you're trying to figure out where's like the triangle, where are they on a map, you look for this Bottle Hollow Reservoir that's right here. And basically if you come down from the westernmost tip and basically guess it's about the same distance, it's going to be right there. That little dot right there is where your triangle is. Here's another picture of some more wells. These are just showing more drilling in the area of Skinwalker Ranch to get a better idea. See, someone is drilling. Someone has permits to drill on the mesa. I don't know who. I haven't figured that out. I would love to know. We would all love to know, right? Like, yes. Let's figure that out. So let's talk about what they're drilling, how far they're drilling, and all that. And if you want to know more about the geology of Uintah Basin, you've got to find this guy Benjamin Berger on YouTube. I think he's a professor at Utah State, I think. Anyway, he has amazing videos about the whole area. He's got, I think it's called Geo 6400. It's just, you get to sit in a college lecture and you'll learn all about the Uintah Basin there and the drilling. And then he's got lots of different videos you can read about the different formations and different rocks of Utah. It's A+. I would put the video to show you, but I couldn't figure out how to download it because it didn't allow me to do that. Sorry about that. Okay, so here's the wells. All right, normally when people drill, and if you listen to Benjamin Berger, he'd explain it so much better than me. There's the vertical wells. They're just drilling for the oil because it's trapped in a cavity and you can't get out. But this is not what's happening here. It's trapped. It's an unconventional place. So they're horizontal. Most of the drilling going on is horizontal wells or directional wells.
Another thing I wanted to mention was that most of the oil and natural gas are found in the Green River Formation level of rock. That level is about 1,300 feet to, I guess, about 10,000 feet. And then there's some that go down as far as like 18,000 feet, some of the drills. So the Green River Formation was created about 50 million years ago, back when the Uintah Basin was more of a lake with tropical plants and oh gosh, you got to listen to Benjamin Berger describe it and others. It's really an amazing thing. Topic of another video.
So the major thing about this is we're trying to figure out what does the effect of this drilling have on the Uintah Basin in terms of anything, really anything, because we want to know what is impacting this phenomenon that's occurring.
So one of the first issues is pollution. You can see a typical rig set up here, everything going on. There's leaks, there's issues, there's just so much movement of the gas or oil. You can see many of the VOCs, the volatile organic compounds that are released, including methane, and where they're coming from in this chart. Here's some more of the VOC levels found online and some of the changes over time shown in Roosevelt and Horse Pool right there.
One of the strangest things going on is that they have ozone problems. When it snows in the winter, they have high ozone levels. When it doesn't snow, they don't have high ozone levels. It's like a mystery, and there's so many videos about it, so many papers written. It's just this strange thing that's happening.
Okay, this chart shows one of the recent studies done on the ozone and nitrous oxide levels done in Uintah Basin. Some of the pump jacks are switching to using electricity, and that seems to be changing, or the levels seem to be aligning well with the decrease in NOx gases.
So that there's an ozone problem. So that's problem number one, ozone. There's an ozone, there's a VOCs issue and a NOx issue, and that needs to be understood.
Another issue of pollution is the saline and the dirty water that they get out of all this drilling for oil and natural gas. We have holding tanks are one way they deal with this excess of water, and they just dispose some of the saline water just down into wells in different areas of the Uintah County. This map here shows some of the disposal wells. They do a lot of studies. They're available online. I've been researching them. It's a very unique grounds formation underneath where there's different pockets of fresh groundwater and saline water in different areas, different levels. So this map shows the base level or the highest level of saline water at the area. Skinwalker Ranch is located where that horizontal dotted line is, in that red area, north of the red area, possibly in the dark orange area. All right, here's a map where you can see Skinwalker Ranch over there in the blue. And you can see all the way over to the west are these holding ponds where they deposit the sludge and the water they get from drilling, and they let the water evaporate off. And so the saline water evaporates off into the area right around Skinwalker Ranch. So I've listened to a few people explain that the air in the region is also very, very salty.
Salty air all around Skinwalker Ranch, all around the Uintah Basin. And that's, I personally feel like that is a contributing factor. Next up, we have this really weird phenomena where the oil in the Altamont and Bluebell oil fields are under pressure. And I've got this cool map here to show you it. The oil is under pressure, and Skinwalker Ranch, again, right, is in this high pressure area. What does it mean? I don't know, but that's why I'm sharing it with you. Help! What does this mean to do with Skinwalker Ranch? Okay, let's talk about fracking. Fracking. Apparently fracking was invented in the Uintah Basin, and I think everybody knows what fracking is, but one of the interesting things I want to talk about what fracking does is this new kind of fracking where they're using microwaves to break apart the shale. So let's watch this little video about microwaves.
Oil shale is found in shallower formations that contain a solid organic material called keratin. High heat can help separate oil from the shale. A microwave beam equivalent to the energy produced by 500 household microwave ovens would be used to extract the oil from shale. The microwaves agitate the water trapped in the shale and turns it to steam, which in turn releases the oil from the shale. The rock would become transparent after the oil and water has been removed, which allows the microwave beam to penetrate further. A single microwave extraction well could produce about 800,000 barrels of oil. This technology might also prove a useful method of water extraction. The process produces 1 barrel of water for every 3 barrels of oil.
All right, so you're sending microwaves deep underground and you're just heating stuff up. I don't know. What's that do? Well, here is one of the problems I have with this. Piezoelectricity. Let's learn a little bit about what happens when you drill into piezoelectric rocks. I'm going to get the name right one of these days, okay? Piezo.
Alright, I wasn't planning on making a video about this, but I was holding this while I was trying to drill, and I was kind of feeling a sensation in my fingers. I thought I was holding it too tight, but then I realized, man, granite has quartz in it. So, and you know, I've been saying that granite was used as part of a system of the pyramids to generate electricity. So I kind of want to just to show this because I just hooked up my voltmeter just to show the hertz that are being generated while attempting to drill this. And I'm actually getting that piezoelectric effect that quartz has with the granite. So, pardon the sound, and we'll get going. Then I jump up, and of course, I stop, it should zero out here, zeroes up. So, yeah.
Okay, so in all my research about piezoelectricity, and all the quartzites in the Uintah Basin, I was just astounded. So I was like looking like, do they have to drill through quartz on their way down? And of course they do. So look at this little map here. We'll show you like just one of the core samples somewhere in Uintah Basin. I just picked one out basically just to show you that they're drilling through quartz.
Okay, and so then I run across this paper, neutron production from the fracture of piezoelectric rocks. So not only is it generating electricity, but it's generating neutrons if you're breaking apart these rocks, which you are doing. So, but everybody knows about this. So I thought I was on to something, like I'm a genius, right? But I'm not. All right, looking at the chart on the right, you can see in the black is the gamma. So as they're drilling, sometimes they'll measure the gamma production, and that's actually how they know that they're drilling through quartz, depending on the porosity and this. But the important thing to notice is, yes, there is gamma rays being produced underground as they're drilling at nearly probably every one of the 10,000 drill sites, 100,000 over the years.
This is like something I desperately want to study. I want to understand if this has anything to do with it. Does this have anything to do with it? I don't know. All right, and that's it. That's my presentation on the things I'm worried about. I'm worried about electricity from the piezoelectric effect of drilling and of microwave fracking. I am concerned with this strange oil pressure right in the vicinity of Skinwalker Ranch, and I think the ozone and the swamp gas type of thing could be affecting the area. And finally, the salinity in the air and salinity in the groundwater is a very interesting issue that could be contributing to the salt water is ionized water, and if there's electromagnetic fields and it's running water, that sounds like some kind of a battery to me. All right, electricity production. I'm weird. Hope you like my presentation. Thanks so much for watching, and hey, help me out. Give me some feedback. I could be wrong. I could be right. I need help. I've got about 40 more of these presentations on different things I'm getting ready to prepare that I'm looking for help with, and if anybody wants to help, please contact me. Toasted Blonde MD is probably the best, at gmail.com would probably be the best place to find me, or on Facebook. Thanks, bye.